Imagine this, an Indian motorcycle company expanding into the United States, not just entering the American market, but building its presence in the same country that gave birth to one of the most legendary motorcycle brands in history, Harley Davidson. Yes, Royal Enfield has been expanding its operations in North America, stepping into a market that has long been dominated by American and Japanese giants. And that raises an interesting question. How did a brand that was once known mainly for old school motorcycles in India suddenly become one of the fastest growing global motorcycle companies? Because just a decade ago, Royal Enfield was struggling with outdated engines, limited global reach, and reliability concerns. But today, the brand is selling motorcycles across Europe, the United States, and many parts of Asia. So what changed? Let's break down the strategy behind Royal. Welcome to Biker's Comment, a place where we break down motorcycle stories, brand strategies, and the ideas shaping the motorcycle world. If you enjoy learning about motorcycles beyond just reviews, make sure to stay till the end of the video. And if you find this story interesting, consider hitting the like button so YouTube shows this video to more motorcycle enthusiasts like you. Now let's dive into the story. For many years, Royal Enfield had a very specific reputation. The motorcycles looked beautiful and classic, but technologically, they were behind the competition. The engines were old, performance was limited, and reliability was often questioned. While brands like Honda, Yamaha, and KTM were building modern motorcycles with advanced engineering, Royal Enfield was still selling machines based on very old platforms. Most of their sales came from India, where the brand had a strong heritage. Motorcycles like the Bullet and the Classic were extremely popular locally. But outside India, the brand didn't have a strong presence. It was clear that if Royal Enfield wanted to survive globally, something had to change. Around the mid-2010s, the company made a very important decision. Instead of trying to compete with high performance motorcycles from brands like Yamaha or Ducati, Royal Enfield focused on something completely different: simplicity. They realized that many riders around the world were tired of overly complicated motorcycles filled with electronics and extremely high prices. Some riders wanted something simpler, something mechanical, something with character. So Royal Enfield doubled down on its identity: classic design, simple engines, affordable pricing. This strategy allowed them to create motorcycles that were accessible to a much larger audience. And slowly, the global perception of the brand started to change. The biggest turning point came when Royal Enfield launched its new 650 twin platform. The Interceptor 650 and the Continental GT 650 surprised the motorcycle world. These bikes were affordable, reliable, and incredibly fun to ride. Motorcycle journalists across the world started praising them. Suddenly, Royal Enfield was no longer seen as an outdated brand. At the same time, the company launched the Himalayan adventure motorcycle. The Himalayan was not the fastest adventure bike on the market, but it was practical, durable, and capable of handling rough terrain. Adventure riders appreciated its simplicity and rugged nature. These motorcycles played a huge role in transforming the image of Royal Enfield globally. If you're enjoying this motorcycle story so far, tap the like button. It helps the algorithm understand that riders like us enjoy this kind of content. And it helps this video reach more motorcycle enthusiasts around the world. Alright, let's continue. Once the motorcycles improved, Royal Enfield started expanding aggressively into international markets. They opened dealerships across Europe and North America. They began building stronger communities around their brand. Instead of just selling motorcycles, Royal Enfield started promoting a lifestyle: group rides, adventure tours, motorcycle festivals. Owners began forming passionate communities around the brand. And this created something very powerful: loyal riders, people who didn't just buy the motorcycles, but truly connected with the brand. Today, Royal Enfield is very different from what it was 10 years ago. New motorcycles like the Himalayan 450 show that the company is blending modern engineering with its classic philosophy. The bikes are still simple and accessible, but now they are also globally competitive. And because Royal Enfield motorcycles remain more affordable than many competitors, they attract a younger generation of riders entering the motorcycle world. This combination of heritage, affordability, and community has allowed the brand to grow rapidly across multiple markets. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, there's a good chance you enjoy learning about the stories behind motorcycles. So here's the deal. You bring the curiosity about bikes, and I'll keep bringing the stories behind them. If that sounds like a fair trade, consider subscribing to Biker's Comment so you don't miss the next video. Royal Enfield's success really comes down to three key ideas: First, identity. They stayed true to their classic design and heritage. Second, affordability. Their motorcycles offer character and style without extremely high prices. And third, community. Royal Enfield has built one of the strongest rider communities in the motorcycle world. And that emotional connection is something many motorcycle brands struggle to create. So the reason Royal Enfield is suddenly dominating the global motorcycle market isn't because they built the fastest or most powerful motorcycles. It's because they built motorcycles that people actually connect with. Simple machines, classic design, affordable adventure, and in a world full of complex motorcycles, that simplicity might just be the smartest strategy of all. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Royal Enfield will continue growing globally? Or will competitors like Honda, KTM, and BMW eventually catch up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more motorcycle stories here on Bikers Comment. Until the next ride.